Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Alive and All. This is Becca, co-founder, co-creator of Alive and All. So I had to move upstairs. My daughter's softball team's here, and they're working on the yard. So you might hear some little background noise, but I wanted to make sure that we got this next video out. I wanted to say thank you to Spirit for a message that came through, because that's honestly what the last video was a message for someone who needed it. I am blessed to share that with someone who needed it. And it's sometimes embarrassing or hard for me to have the faith to step out on that. So doing it is really big. So I want to thank you guys for being patient with me as I learn these things, and being open-minded enough to go down the path with me, because it is a learning. And so if that message was for you, and there could be more than one person that was for, the woman is definitely part of it, and I believe that. But many of us could be struggling with our dads that need to figure out a way to connect with them, and maybe it is being more childlike. So just know that. Okay, so now let's get back to the Armor series. So Armor series is going to be like our favorite food. We're always going to come back to it. It's always going to be a foundation of Alive and Awe, or until Spirit says it's no longer supposed to be. I firmly believe, though, it will be one of the pillars of Alive. So I'm going to read you guys a quick verse out of the Bible. It's from Ephesians 6:11. And it says, "Put on God's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against the strategies of the devil." Now, one of the pieces of the armor is the helmet, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, is that piece of armor. So as I was going through this, in this verse, put on all of God's armor so that you are able to stand firm against the strategies of the devil. What are some of the strategies the devil could use against us? So these are the things that I wrote down that could be strategies. Attack. Any kind of attack that is of negative intent against you, that makes your core go, wait a minute, that's attack. That's a strategy of the devil. Betrayal can be a strategy. Fear, loneliness, addictions, isolation. Loneliness and isolation are separate. Isolation, I believe, is the first step into loneliness. So if you're able to stop that strategy, not even go into isolation, then you're not going to go into the loneliness, right? So those are strategies. Again, what are some of the things that the devil could strategize to use for him and against us? Anger, sadness, false expectations. This is the one that I fall into a lot of. My mind will get so worked up over something. It creates these false expectations for me, and then before I know it, my own emotions are also attached to those false expectations. And sometimes they're not even things that I originally even wanted, but my mind gets so busy going that before I know it, I'm like, in Egypt getting married to who knows who in my mind, because I allowed myself to go that far down this false expectation. Again, these are all strategies that the devil will use with our mind to keep us off focus, to keep us off center, to keep us away from our purpose, our path, our meaning, why we're here on this earth, right? So I want you guys to stop and think about, what are some of the strategies that the devil has been trying to use for you? Is it some of these things? Are you pulling out into, is he winning, right? When we get into these strategies, we have to stop ourselves, and we have an option. We have an option at this time to go, I can look at what is happening. I can look at this isolation that I'm starting to do to myself, and look at it in a love-based manner and not go down that path. Or why did I start going down this path? take a step back even farther so you don't get to the isolation. Wherever you are is okay. Don't dig in more than what you can chew or bite off and eat right now. It's okay. It's okay to digest little bits at a time. The point here is that you're mentally taking the time to focus on the healthy parts. Get rid of the BS. Get rid of the isolation. Get rid of the anger. Get rid of the sadness. Get rid of the betrayal. Internally to yourself. We do these things to ourselves internally. If you cannot stand united internally with your little 5-year-old self, you're not going to be able to help others who also need our light, right? Okay, so what are the strategies? So what are strategies that the devil's trying to use against you? And how can we use our helmet to block those? Okay, that's our question today. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.